I'm Jeff Updike.
Welcome to episode 180 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
And I'm Weston Pugh. And we've got a great show for you today. As you can see, Jeff is a little flat today, so you may not hear much from him, but we know he's thinking about us. So today was a great day in real estate. It seems like the market has continued to perk along. We did see a little bit of a dip in the market this week. There is a little thought out there that it could have been because some of the graduations were taking place here in Texas, which caused a slowdown in some of the showings. And also what we saw was that some of the open houses had a little less traffic than we had expected before. Still, in many of the houses that we were making offers on and had open ourselves, we noticed that we did still continue to get multiple offers. Maybe not the 15, the 20, but in the 5 and the 6 range. So that being said, it also looks like one of the other components and multipliers affecting today's traffic is the interest rates. Interest rates last Tuesday did go up, and that created a bit of a reining in of the traffic there on Wednesday. So it was a very interesting. And as we look at the market snapshot, you will see that this kind of has been an interesting week where we have some ups and we have some downs. It looks like when we're comparing last week to this week that the number of coming soons was down 2%. So last week we had 100 and this week we had 98, which isn't a big change, but that is still one of the things that we have. When we look at new listings on the market, that's up a whopping 28%. And I have to say that that is one of the highest numbers that we have seen with new listings coming on the market. That's up to 527 versus last week, which was 413. Now, when we go over to the option period is when a contract has been agreed upon by both the seller and the buyer and is executed. And it's during this time period that the buyer is able to do their due diligence to make sure the house is in the condition that they want, and then come back and negotiate repairs, concessions, or just take it as is. That number also went up 23%. 401 went into the active option period, and that is up over 326 from the week before. These are great numbers, and we like to see things moving in this direction. So pending is the number of homes that have actually moved out of option period and active contingent, and now are really just waiting to close. There's not many elements left that would stop the contract from getting to the closing table, and that is down 20%. So that is 255 versus 319 last week. Now, one of the contributing factors that may be affecting the reason why pendings were down this week is for the simple fact that that was the end of the week or the end of the month almost. And so you have a drag of people putting in the actual criteria into MLS. So there is a little shift on that. When it's closed, it doesn't immediately close in MLS. It still has to go through the process, and office administrators have to get that done. So that's why it's not the exact moment that it happens. Now, as we look at solds are also up 7%. So there's 417 that closed in the last 7 days in the Dallas County, and that is versus 390, which is last week. So overall, we're seeing the traffic begin to shift, and I think that goes back to last week where we saw or when I was talking about last weekend, where we saw things just soften up just a hair. So it is a positive note in the market, and so we are glad to have that bit of relief. So one of the great things that we can do here at Updike Pugh is if there is a neighborhood that you're interested in, or even your own neighborhood, we can actually break out a portal for you that creates a snapshot of what is actually happening. Now, we can actually send you the solds, the pending, and the coming soon, not just the active. So it really gives you a full spectrum of what is happening in your neighborhood and helps you make the best educated decision. So if that's something you're interested in, let us know. We'd be happy to make that happen. So as you can tell, it's just me today, and that's a lot of words that I'm using. So let's maybe slow it down just a hair. And we're going to switch gears and go into the first house that we've got under contract or on the show today. And that is 3027 Clamath Drive. This is a great property. It is actually just to the east of Uptown. I'm still going to call it Uptown because it is so close. It is a wonderful area. If you're not familiar with this area of Dallas, there is so much to do here. You can get around as well quite easily, given the fact that you have 35, which will take, or 75, will take you north all the way up to Frisco, or reverse that and head south just a bit and catch 30. 30 will take you into Fort Worth, or you can head out towards Rowlett. Now get on Woodall Rogers, that zips you over to 35, which is a great access south and north. Woodall Rogers is also probably one of the southern borders of Uptown, yet it also is a northern boundary for downtown. This is a great area to live in because of the commute, but it's also quite close to Love Field. Some of the things that you don't know that are in the area: there is a great place called Southern Classic Daiquiri Factory. Now, this is not just a place to go get daiquiris, but it is also a restaurant. And what I have been told is that this place is one of the amazing places because it is truly a Louisiana-based company. And one of the things I was also told to remember is that you can get these to go and you can get them in swirl. So if you're looking for a way to cool off in this area, this is a great way to drop that temperature as summer arrives. And if we're looking at other elements in this area, the Dallas Art District is a great place. The Dallas Art District, here you can see, has so much to offer. It has become one of the beacons of the Metroplex. It is by far one of the best in the nation with not only performing arts, it has Museum of Modern Art, the Nasher Sculptural Museum, Trammell Crow Asian Art, and it also has several other small little galleries and performance spaces in this area. If you have not been here, it is well worth your time and a quick visit. Now, where do you work? Where do you go? And what do you do? So there's also Baylor Scott and White. Baylor Scott and White is just around the corner from here, and this is a great hospital system. And as you can see, just in this area, there are multiple different elements of the Baylor Scott and White group that range from cancer, cardiac, general hospital. I've been there to get my eyes checked, and it is literally a stone's throw around the corner from here. So when you're looking for both culture, live, work, and just a nice cool cocktail, this is a great place to live. So let's take a look at 3027 Clamath Drive. This is a 2-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage. It is 1909 square feet, and it really is an amazing unit. What's great about this one is it is an end unit. And I say that because end units have one less neighbor, and they also have additional light, which really add to the value of this home. Many times homeowners come into a house as they're shopping and quite figure out why they don't like the home, and it's because it doesn't have enough light. Now, typical of a townhome of this age, this size, is that you have a bedroom down. So you have a full bedroom down and a full bath. So this is a really great way to separate. One of the things that we liked about this townhome is that it actually has wood floors downstairs. That's not always the case, but that is an extra that we have found here. When you come upstairs, this is a really interesting floor plan. As you can see, it's light and bright, nice high ceilings, can lights, and when you walk in, you are greeted by this great kitchen, and it has a wonderful dining table or a kitchen island there that I believe it sits for, which is a really nice size. Built-in oven and microwave there, vented hood, gas, which is a luxury in many of these, glass front cabinets, and great pendant lighting as well. Now, when you pivot just around here, you have a half bath that is behind this area, and you also have a little, let's call it the wet bar. And the wet bar is a great little space, both with a wine and wine fridge. And when you look at here, you can see you have a large space that is very open. Again, as I mentioned when we first started talking about this, those windows would not be here if this was an interior unit. So as you see there, you get 3 additional windows, which creates a really nice focal point, great light, and it really kind of helps the flow solidify itself, so you kind of know where the kitchen or the sofa will go, TV and whatnot. Now, as we go to the 3rd floor, you'll notice that this is a large master bedroom, and it is a wonderful size, great sleeping color, if I do say so myself, and it has a really great feel for the way that it transitions. As you can see, you have additional space there on the left for a linen closet, but I like the way that the cabinets are finished out as well. And as you look, you can see that to the left is the master bathroom, and to the right is the master closet. Turning around in here, you can see we have dual sinks. You have a walk-in shower, which is a wonderful extra on this one. And they've done a really good job of using space by giving it a pocket door. So many times these showers are really kind of just plain and basic. And as you can see here, this one actually has a seat as well and floor-to-ceiling glass. You also have a second living space, which is really great. Again, nice light because it's not an interior unit. And then as you come outside, this has a wonderful rooftop view. This rooftop view includes multiple seating areas, as you can see here, both for dining and for relaxing and conversation. And one of the great things about this is you also have the ability to cook up here. Nice grill is set up, little light here and there, but the view is one of the things that is just astronomical. This view is of downtown, and as you can see here, that's the Chase building. You can also see One Arts right there. So overall, this is a wonderful backdrop, museum towers there on the right, for any outdoor seating and event that you might want to host. So this is 3027 Clamath Drive. It's a 2-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,900 square feet, built in 15, priced at $504,000, and it is $282 a square foot. And we want to say thank you so much to Melissa Obrien for letting us feature your home. It's an amazing. And if Jeff were here, I know he'd say the same thing, that it is a beautiful home, and we are lucky to have that on the show. So what we do in the comments below, you're going to see a link. You can click on that link. It'll actually take you to this home. You can look at the map. You can also look at additional pictures that we didn't use and get an idea if this is something that you're interested in. If it is, let us know, and we'll be sure to make that happen for you. So what we're going to do now, we looked at a townhome. Let's go ahead and transition. We want to take and look at Windermere. Windermere is a great area within Winnetka Heights that is inside Oak Cliff. It is a great area full of tons of heritage. When you think of a neighborhood that might have been painted as a backdrop for a Norman Rockwall with the California bungalows, this is one of those neighborhoods. It is easy to get to, just off of Davis. And Davis is one of those streets that runs the length of pretty much the northern half of Oak Cliff and is just about the easiest place to get around to. One of the things that we really like about this too is you do now have access to get into downtown via the Calatrava Bridge. Years ago, this wasn't quite the easiest neighborhood to get in and out of, but today it has become one of the destination neighborhoods for people in Dallas that know Dallas or that are working with agents that know Dallas. One of the elements that also is great about this neighborhood is that if you need to commute to Arlington, Irving, or need to head north, this is a great jumping off point. If you do not need to go past, we call downtown Dallas, and all of those mixed masters, this is a great neighborhood to be in. There's tons of charm, and if you are familiar with Austin and want to live in an Austin-ish neighborhood, look no further than Oak Cliff and especially Winnetka Heights. Things to do over here. One of the amazing things about this neighborhood is that this house is within walking distance to the Kessler Theater. Now, the Kessler Theater is a wonderful theater. It is, I believe, open again from the pandemic and is one of the little areas down there that gets a lot of traffic. If you're not familiar with that, you're also going to know that the Bishop Art District is towards the east on Bishop from your house, a quick scooter ride away, and there's so much to do down there. Bishop Art District's probably started 25, 30 years ago and is an amazing space. It has everything from, let's see, Paradiso is one of the things that's down there, and then there are also little shops that you've never seen that are all unique and one-offs. Now, one of the things too that we want to show you is the trolley. The trolley is a great way to get into the cliff. And so this would allow you, if you lived in this neighborhood, just to take a quick jog, as you see down there, to the Zang Boulevard, and then jump on the trolley and you would be downtown. And why this is important? Because from here, you can go to the American Airlines Center, just a quick way away, or you can go into the art district there in downtown Dallas. So it's a really great way that the cliff and downtown and other elements are connecting without you having to use your car. So we thought we'd want to point that out. So let's take a look at 303 North Windomere Avenue. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car carport. It is 1638 square feet, and it is really as cute as it looks here. One of the elements about this that I really love is the way that the tree-lined street allows this house to sit back, and it's raised up off of the street. So a couple steps at the street level, and then again, a couple of more streets up to this wraparound porch. This is quintessential American Craftsman, large patio. It is one of the elements that would allow you to sit out here and wave to your neighbors as they go by. It is truly a community of neighborhoods. You will know your neighbor without a doubt in this house. When you walk in, you can see here we have great light, we have great height in the ceilings, but I love the fact that we don't have the built-ins that are on either side of the fireplace. Many times they did, but these actually have little doors that open up for storage, also provide you additional seating area. When you step back, you're able to see that there's a transition from this really great living room into the dining room. I like that the header above this transition will still remain with the glass. And when we look at it from this side, you can see that it's even better because it has the French glass doors. This also appears to have the original light fixture that I thought was a great element. And as you see here, this easily seats 8. I feel like you could seat more. There's room for additional furniture. If you needed flex, this is a great flex space. And as you turn the corner, you come into this renovated kitchen, which is a great element because oftentimes the kitchen in these homes can be one of the trouble spots. But as you see here, you have a pantry that's great. You have nice stained grain cabinets, granite countertops, built-in oven, built-in microwave, and a little butler pantry right here with the glass front that kind of has that Art Deco leading in it as well. So it all begins to pitch back and forth. One of the things that we also thought was a real charmer was the fact that this had a little passway that they have used as a little bistro table. Perfect setup for the mornings. And as you transition around the kitchen, you come into what they are using as a sunroom slash music studio. Really great built-ins there. And again, light is so important. They've got tons of windows on 2 sides here that just really create a warm environment that is probably pretty easy to be creative in. Bedroom 2 is right here, and bedroom 2 is also a very symmetrical room. Wood floors in here as well. Ceiling fan just barely pictured in here. A nice closet, and then between this and the master bedroom is the bathroom. One of the things they did great with this bathroom is, not sure if this is the original clawfoot tub, but it is a clawfoot tub nonetheless, period, to this house, and they have added a walk-in shower. So you have the best of both worlds here with this. Master's at the front of the house also has a door which is out to the wraparound porch, and the homeowner here was so great. They showed me they added this shelving all the way around the top, which actually is almost identical to what you would see in a house that had this built originally. This house was built in 1916 and is a true charmer. And as you can see here, those trees that we talked about in the front yard do not end there. We've got great seating, trees in the backyard. And you can see here that there's a little bit of a way for you to drive your car down on the side. Just overall, a really great home. This home is perfect for this neighborhood. This is 303 North Winnemere Avenue. It is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car carport, 1635 square feet, and it is 525,000. That's 302 a foot. And we want to say thank you so much to Patty Brooks for letting us feature your home. With that, we are going to take a short commercial break, and we will be right back.
There are lots of ways to keep up with us. Visit and like our Facebook page to watch us live and get updates about future show topics. Also, visit our Instagram account where you can see the latest homes we have for sale. You can also check out our website at updikepugh.com where you can create customized searches of active and sold homes that you may find of interest. If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, visit homeprice.fyi and you can get a price instantly. Just enter your address and a couple of other pieces of information and we will email you a price. If you are on the go and podcasts are better for you, our second segments are available on iTunes and Spotify. Last of all, you can reach out to us by phone or text at 214-377-2223.
And welcome back to episode 180 of Sold with Updike Pugh. And I'm Weston Pugh. I don't know if we did that right this time or not, but anyway, Jeff is actually feeling a little flat today, as you can see, but we're still going to take and show you what we did. So this week, Jeff and I decided that let's see, how am I going to phrase this? We took and made a trellis and we decided to show you how we did it. So the trellis was made at our house, or my house, and it is an amazing trellis. I had been thinking about what I wanted to do on the western side of my house because I felt like it needed to have a green wall to catch some of that sun, just because it really just bakes, and there is nothing that prevents, there's no tree, there's nothing that stops the sun from just beating in on that side of the house. So I started thinking last year, what do we need to do? So I went and found some really great, large, raised flower beds. And so I put those in place last year and then began kicking around the idea of what I needed to do to make a trellis. So my trellis space was really big. It's almost 10 feet tall and almost 8 feet wide. So it's a really big trellis, and there's 2 of them. So what we're going to do is just show you actually the elements that you need in order to do this. And when we get done, I'm going to show you the time-lapse video of us doing it. So the first thing we did was I researched and found the hardware that I wanted to use that would actually form everything for us. And so we're going to show you the link so you can see the hardware itself. And this hardware was great because it was not only the bottom portion, but it also was the top portion that connected, and then also the pieces that went to the wall. Do we have that link? Gotcha. So this right here, Jeff was actually able to find them on other places as well. He's doing another pergola, but this is a great one because the welds are very strong, thick metal. It came with all the bolts that we needed. And as you look at the other little pictures that you have, you can kind of see what it looks like. We only took and bolted it to the wall. There are also versions of this that are available in a 6x6 versus the 4x4. One of the things to take into consideration is that jump to a 6x6 really does change the price point of the wood hardware that you need. Something you need to keep in mind, a 6x6 is a really great structure. If you're looking for an architectural element, that is amazing. And so what we'll do now is, it was easy to grab 4x4s. We actually went to Home Depot and picked up let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these, and we got them all in 10s, and then we cut what we didn't need, and it worked out perfectly. The only thing that you need to cut this is with a a circular saw, and just turn it over once. Now, what we did is I wanted to actually have the trellis portion to disappear. They are metal panels, and what we did was we actually cut trenches in these. These are the metal panels that you can use. These are really great metal panels available at Tractor and Supply Company. There's also some others that are available at Home Depot. Some of the elements on these are graduated at the bottom because they're made for livestock, but you can see that you also can get them in almost perfect squares. If you look to the far right, the Max 5020 or 5010, that's a 4666. One of the things about these are welded. If you need to trim, you will need a higher gauge wire cutter, or you will need a saw that can cut through the metal. We did able to cut ours with hands, which was really easy, and made it fit perfectly. So what was the next slide that here we go. So when we actually cut the trench in the portion of the 4x4s in order to hide and attach those panels, we just did it by using a table saw, making one cut, and then moving it 1/8 of an inch to the left, and then 1/8 of an inch to the right. But we found out that there are these saws that are called a dado saw blade kit. And this will actually allow you to put spacers in between 2 different blades that allow you to create the width so that you can actually trench it. And it makes it so much easier. Ours wasn't super hard, but I thought this was a really excellent idea, and just wanted to show it to everybody. And then let's just take a look at the video. It's a 30-second time-lapse video of Jeff and I making it over 2 days. And as you can see here, this is that wall. Those are the gray flower beds that we have raised. And we've pulled out the little skill saw, and here we go, cutting and forming everything up on the floor. Now, what was interesting is that the first day, the first panel took us 4 hours because there was a lot of thinking and discussing and measuring and double measuring. I will say that we did not screw up once. We made all the right cuts, which is unheard of. And as you can see here, this is actually going to attach to the wall. Now, this dead space was the time when we actually had to run to Home Depot real fast. One of the things that we learned on day one was that drilling through the brick and through the stone was extremely difficult. Day 2, we rented a hammer drill, which made a hour's worth of drilling turn into 5 minutes. I highly recommend getting that from Home Depot. It is super easy to rent. Do not buy it. It was $30 to rent for an hour. Here we are on day 2, and you're gonna see we're gonna finish attaching with zip ties the panels there. And then here we go. This is us making the second one on the second day. It took us 1.5 hours. It was amazing how much easier it was. And here we go with the hammer drill. It was almost like slicing bread. I did not even know that machine actually existed. And here we go. We're just about done, finished, and we're done. Now I also have pictures of it finished and also with plants that are beginning to grow up that. You can also see that we painted the house. We've got different plants growing. I've got some squashes that are going to be growing up it. Those right there are purple hyacinth beans that are going to bloom and supposedly be amazing. It did get stained today, a dark pecan, and so it completely blends in and is amazing. This is an element that I have to say I am thrilled with the way that it turned out. Jeff was really patient, and I think overall I would give this 2 thumbs up, 10 for 10, whatever the highest rating is. It turned out amazing. So anyway, I hope that you found that inspiring and interesting. If you decide to do something like that, have questions, I'd love to hear from you. I'm not sure I can help, but I still would love to hear from you. Anyway, we're going to be live again next Wednesday at noon on Facebook and on YouTube. We hope you tune in, and we'll see you then. And just remember, we want to be realtors for life.